Hello and welcome to another edition of Stockwatch. So as we begin the trading week, I've just been keeping a keen eye on Alibaba stocks over the weekend. As you know, at the back end of the week, they did get hammered a little bit amid fears that they could actually be potentially delisted in America. So basically, the Securities Exchange Commission adopted a law that threatens to remove companies from the stock exchange unless they comply with American auditing standards. So this law is also known as the Holding Foreign Companies Accountable Act, and it was actually set up by the previous regime under Donald Trump. So under the new administration, under President Biden, we'll have to wait and see if this act is still going to be pushed in law or if it's going to be amended or actually abolished altogether. So the firms need to identify by the Exchange Commission. They will require auditing by a US watchdog and need to show that they're not owned or controlled by a government entity or in a foreign jurisdiction. So obviously Alibaba is not American owned, so that's why this act does apply to them. And furthermore, tech companies will be looking over their shoulders because as the global economy comes out of the second lockdown, then we might have a lot of traders and investors moving their portfolios away from tech companies and into other areas such as stocks that gain as the economy recovers. So that's something to look out for, as well as hopefully we pull out of the second wave and not fall into a third wave. Also, I've just been looking at the last couple of sessions that Amazon has had its most lucrative year in 2020 due to the pandemic lockdown and online shopping due to that cause. However, the trade union Unite is now setting up a hotline for Amazon staff to complain about their treatment at work. And we'll have to see if this puts the company's recent popularity down at any point. So just something to look out for, as a trade union is sometimes not always a good thing for the actual company. So we'll have to see how that progresses in the long term. So the last time I looked at Alibaba stocks, we were doing quite well, but we had this recent decline over the back end of Q1, which was at the beginning of March. And now we're just seeing, as I said, we saw a little bit more of a downside shift due to the news that came out in the last couple of trading sessions. But what I want to do is just zoom in a bit more on the areas of interest like I usually do. I just want to put a small Fibonacci from the lowest to the highest to see if we're going to start moving around and see if there's a bit of an upsurge or a downsurge. And what I can see here at the moment, we've got a slight divergence on momentum, so on the RSI, and we're just looking to see if that's gonna start shaking up prices even more. As you can see here, the 50% is a nice confluence of the lower border of the Ichimoku cloud. So I'll be looking to see if we do punch the 61.8, this is on the upside, then we might face some heavy resistance at this particular point, which is roughly about the lower end of $240. So we saw quite a big shift, roughly about a $10 move at the back end of last week. We're looking to start picking up as we start today's trading, but the bias still remains on the downside. We've had this bit of false spike here to the downside. If we can obviously break that around this 100% area, then we're just looking to see if prices will start going lower towards $200. And obviously the last time we were at $200 was roughly at the first lockdown last spring. So looking about April, May of 2020 was when we were last there. So a few things to take into consideration when just looking to see what the potentials are for Alibaba and where I'll be personally putting in some buy and sell positions as well. Just a quick look on Amazon as well. So with Amazon, very, very choppy. We had a slight ascending channel at one point, and then we saw prices really start coming down. Now we're looking for a bit more of a clear path to where we're going to go to the upside or downside. On the RSI, not too much in the way of divergences, to be fair, to give me some kind of direction. So what I'm going to be looking at the moment is if we still go into this choppy area here, if this Ichimoku area here will start coming into play. So we've got this nice resistance line roughly about just over just at the 3,160 range, and then we'll just see if it starts to pick up or start pushing down. Obviously, we've got this lower spikes here as well. So just a few things to look out for. Not too much in the way of headlines for Amazon. It's just a case of if they can keep going as they did on the 2020 results, you know, lots of good positive news for Amazon, but you know, this can all come crashing down if they get a few bad headlines. So that's all from the Stock Watch today. Thank you very much for joining me. If you have any comments or queries, please feel free to add to the post and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Have a great trading day ahead and bye for now.